Hey guys, it's Crux here with another YouTube video, and this one's gonna be a little different. The reason why I say that is because we're talking about Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare, you ask? Yes, we're gonna be comparing it to Cold War, and we're gonna be talking about Cold War as well. The reason I thought this would be a good YouTube video is because a lot of people have had their first hand and their first impressions on Cold War now that it is available for the general public and every platform. You didn't have to pre-order. You guys could, grab your hands, and if you guys haven't had that opportunity and want to see how it is, go ahead and check my first impressions video. You guys are doing amazing on that video. Thank you for the support, and if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe, and here we go. Now, before really taking a dive into this video, I want to specify that this is multiplayer only. I know it might be obvious to you guys, but I just want to clear up that multiplayer, I'm only looking at the multiplayer. One, because nothing else is available right now, and two is because that's what we're going to be playing most. So the main point of this video is to compare both of them, and the reason I really am doing that is because I've had a couple times thinking to myself, and I know I said this in the first impressions, do I see myself liking this more than Modern Warfare? Modern Warfare was a good game in my opinion. I think it was very good in multiplayer. It was very good, lasted very good the whole year. It was pretty good. I didn't get died out. Maybe when I died out is because I wasn't playing games in general, but it was always my go-to game. And I think Warzone was very, very good. Everybody likes Warzone. It's the best battle royale take on my opinion, and it was just overall good with the seasons, the different type of seasons, and all the type of stuff they added. The only thing, there are some cons, but I think overall it was a good Call of Duty. Infinity Ward needs to give themselves a pat in the back. Now with that said, I want to tell you how we're going to go about this. We're going to split this video into several categories, and the first one I want to talk about is movement. So the movement in Cold War is not the worst, it's not the best. I don't think it's the best, yet you could always change that. That's why it's in a beta, and that's why I'm not going too hard on Treyarch. Now what Treyarch did try to do with this game, I believe, is they try to make the movement realistic compared to the other games and their other takes. The reason I say this is because obviously there have been dolphin diving, there has been wall jumping, wall running, and all that. So Treyarch kind of calmed down, put the boots on the ground again, and they focused on the realistic movement. Now both games have excellent takes on the movement. They both went realistic. I believe Treyarch actually decided to take a different approach and actually make their movement a little bit more realistic. I heard somewhere around that Treyarch is really trying to make this game realistic compared to the other takes they have done in regards of movement, like Black Ops 4 or even Black Ops in general. So Cold War, so far, the feel I have, it's running a lot. And I don't mean this like literally running a lot, like your animation makes you seem like you're running a lot, but in regards to where you get to the map, you don't really go far. But that could always be buffed out, and I believe that some patch notes for the beta have tweaked a little bit of movement. The slide hasn't gone anywhere. The slide is in Cold War as well. So I think the slide is a little different than Modern Warfare because you slide quite fast, and I think it really puts your enemy off, but I think it puts you off as well. When you slide, you have to literally turn around, back around, because you slid so fast and shoot at your enemy. That's how I feel. Maybe I'm not that good at slides, but I'm pretty sure I could shoot and slide in Modern Warfare. In Cold War, it took me a little bit adjusting how I did that. Now this not might be fit into the movement category specifically, but I'm gonna put it right under it because it has something to do with it and affects how you move. But the footsteps in Cold War, I think they did that better than Modern Warfare.
Hardpoint lost.
Now the steps are too loud, the actual footsteps are a little bit too loud, but you could tweak that so it's not much of an issue. And I am playing on PC, and Modern Warfare and Cold War are pretty loud on there by default, so not everybody be running into that problem. But regardless, footsteps are way better than Modern Warfare because with Modern Warfare you kind of heard them, but you didn't really get a general direction out of them. In Cold War, it's not the best system, but it's better than Modern Warfare. You could tell where people are coming from. You don't even have to have a UAV on to see if anybody's near you, and it's kind of limits the amount of times you get killed by random people just staring at you that you didn't hear. but that still happens. But in Cold War, they did that a little better. I could tell more where people are coming from when they're running and having big boots and loud steps. Now we're gonna move on to the next category, which are the weapons. I know it might be brief the way I'm talking about these, but like I said, it's a brief video to engage conversation in the comment section. So if you guys disagree with any points or agree with my points, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys, once again, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification to get notifications whenever I upload or stream. Anyways, guys, but let's get back into the video. Weapons. Modern Warfare did very good with the weapon system, and I do believe that's because they actually went out to record the sounds, do actually scans the guns. They actually took their time and made the game look realistic, because Modern Warfare, it's all about specialty, having the best guns, having the slickest guns, and being a badass with them in general. Sometimes you might be trash with them like I am, but that's not to be said. In Cold War, you get a limited amount of guns because it is the beta, but I think you get the general feel about how weapons are going to feel in the game. They feel to me a little bit plasticky, and sometimes they all kind of sound the same. The sounds don't really pop out at me like in Modern Warfare, and I think because Infinity Ward actually took their time to record actual gunshots and stuff like that, and they really focused on the idea that you're a specialist and you needed the best type of guns. So I think that's what Infinity Ward decided to focus on a little bit. I'm not saying Treyarch did a bad job, but I feel like Treyarch could have done a little better. Anyways, the guns are standard. If you guys have played Black Ops, you probably could guess some of the guns. The original Black Ops, like AK-74U, the AK-47, M16, the Stoner is on there, the Sniper, I think a Tundra is called. All those weapons are very good. Some might take a little bit more skill than others, but what I've generally felt is that enemies are harder to kill, and therefore you need to be more accurate with the guns. And I actually have a little graphic that's going to be playing over the video where Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare, and the Cold War, I know it says alpha on there, but it's generally the same amount of time. At the time of filming this video, it might change in the future, but it tells you the amount of time that it takes to kill somebody with 3 different types of weapons. And I do like that this graphic tells you specifically that Modern Warfare, it takes way less to die. So some might actually like it and some might dislike it, but I actually like the fact that in the Cold War, it takes a little bit more to kill people and it takes a little bit more to die, generally speaking. Because in Modern Warfare, I felt that people, as soon as they saw me, I was dead, because I didn't have no time to react. As soon as they shot me, got 3 bullets in me, I'm dead. And that was a real problem I had with the game. But obviously, I didn't leave the game at all. I just got used to it. And in Cold War, it's kind of refreshing to see that. So not a lot of people might relate to that, but the general gist of my take on weapons is that Modern Warfare has the better looking weapons, the better sounding weapons, no doubt. But Cold War is not that far behind. Maybe the sounds might sound a little bit less realistic, but they did balance it out with longer kill times, actually taking skill to kill somebody faster than they're actually shooting you, like aiming for the head, getting headshots. I do believe the multiplier for headshots is back, like in Black Ops 4, according to the article with the graphic. So I think, Cold War wins a little bit by a head when it comes to actually dying by weapons and the weapons making less damage. And if you actually want to kill them faster, you have to shoot for the head. I like that a little bit more skill goes into the game. So the next topic I want to talk about is game modes that Call of Duty Cold War introduced in the beta. And the reason I'm doing this topic, it's going to be very brief, because Call of Duty has recurring game modes. We all know that. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because the beta brought in some new game modes. I did not get any footage of the new game modes. I wasn't really interested in playing them because I'm an OG Call of Duty guy. But these matter to some people. But to me, I was a core multiplayer guy. I played Kill Confirm and all that. And I did actually like the new game mode they added for Control. I did get to play that, is where you take over certain objectives and you have a certain amount of lives. You either defend or attack them. It kind of reminded me of Battlefield back in the old days, with very limited and in a smaller scale. But the new Fire Team Dirty Bomb, a lot of people played that and really had a lot of fun with that. And I was watching some streams and I was watching a couple YouTube videos on it, and it does give us a glimpse of how Cold War Warzone's gonna be. And so far it looks promising. Let's see what they do with Warzone. It's gonna be very important. They have big shoes to fill, because I feel Infinity Ward did a great job with Warzone. So I think Cold War is going to knock it out of the park with this. Since it was a beta, the game modes were very limited, but I think Treyarch is on the right track, and if they do proceed to take this approach throughout the game's year, they're going to give Infinity Ward a run for the money. So I think Cold War is going to be promising with the game modes. Obviously, the core multiplayer is all I'm mostly interested. I don't really like the spins and stuff because I just like, you know, one objective. I don't like 3 other objectives. So that's just a personal opinion. But if you guys like game modes, the game modes that Cold War are setting down in the beta, make sure to comment down below. But I think Cold War is going to be a fun game, and I want to give Treyarch props for creating the game mode where you literally race against other people to blow up bombs. That's kind of, if you have a little bit of knowledge of history around the time period Cold War is taking place, that's literally what the Cold War and arms race and all that throughout history in Russia. So you're basically doing that with 10 other teams. So we do know that Treyarch has been around for a while, so they're considered veterans, so I hope they're gonna have some tricks up their sleeves. I do believe that Treyarch is gonna give Infinity Ward a run for the money if they keep going this way. And the reason I'm saying that is because game modes, all the game modes that we saw in the beta, we only experienced them in a couple maps. I believe 3: Moscow, Miami, and Cartel. So 3 maps you really had to play these game modes. I believe if they create the right maps for the right game modes, they're gonna, you know, strive in throughout the game. And to give you an example, there are certain maps that game modes are better. For example, Shoot House. I hate it when it comes to team deathmatch because people just stay in one spot. But Hardpoint, Headquarters, Search and Destroy, all those game modes on Shoot House are really, really fun. So I think if Treyarch pairs these game modes with the right maps, they're gonna blow it out the park once again. So I am hopeful in that category. Let's move on to the next one. The next thing I want to talk about is very brief due to the fact that it is a beta and not a lot of information has been addressed by Treyarch about it, but the idea of a season pass slash DLC. Now Treyarch has addressed the season pass and battle pass situation in a blog they actually posted, and what they said is battle passes will launch in a tandem with post-launch live seasons, which will include themed content that matches each season's narrative. Now what this means is they're going to continue doing seasons when it comes to multiplayer and Warzone, but what they're not going to do is create a season pass for just specific battle pass. What they're going to do is have maybe even a season pass which includes the original DLC. The original idea of a season pass where it includes all DLC that are going to be released. You have them by purchasing the season pass, and this might be a deal breaker for some people. Now I do think that they're not doing it because the business model is kind of old. If you think about it, Fortnite, all those type of games that really made season passes popular, they're not as popular as they used to, but they are. I'm not taking jabs. So I think Treyarch is a little bit more old school, and they're gonna have season pass. If they do have a season pass, it's gonna be all the DLC they're gonna be releasing throughout the game. If you get the season pass, you automatically get them. Theoretically, Cold War is promising with the content they're gonna provide throughout the game. Treyarch is gonna be providing more content than Infinity Ward, and we have to speak about zombies, and I'm gonna just sprinkle it there because technically it is a game mode, but you're getting campaign, you're getting Warzone, you're getting zombies, you're getting all of this, guys. So with Treyarch taking out battle passes but still keeping seasons alive and having a season pass potentially full of DLC, map packs, and all that, I believe Treyarch is going to make it once again another good year for Call of Duty. Now I know the general video is Modern Warfare, Cold War, which one's better. I do think, guys, if you don't like Cold War, you have no problem hopping back to Modern Warfare. And that's just the benefits of having 2 good Call of Duties back to back. You could go forward or you could go backwards. And this is a little question for you guys in the comment section. When was the last 2 years Call of Duty had good games back to back? Comment down below. So let's acknowledge the fact that we're gonna have 2 good Call of Duties. The competition is live again between the Call of Duty developers, and we should celebrate that, guys. But ultimately, I believe that Cold War is gonna be promising, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over, guys. Comment down below all your thoughts, opinions, and what you guys thought. And lastly, guys, make sure to subscribe, like the video if you guys did like it. If you guys disliked it, and make sure to share this amongst your friends to engage and debate whether you guys want to switch over from Cold War to Modern Warfare.